OpenAI just bought Python, not the language, the tools, the package manager, the linter, the type checker. 320 million downloads a month now belong to Sam Altman, and nobody voted on it. March 19, 2026. OpenAI announces it's acquiring Astral, the company behind UV, Ruff, and Ty. If you write Python, you probably use at least one of these. UV alone gets 126 million downloads per month. Ruff gets 179 million. These aren't niche hobby projects, this is load-bearing infrastructure. Let me explain why this matters. UV isn't just another package manager. It installs Jupyter Lab in 2.6 seconds, pip takes 21, Ruff lints your entire repo in 0.2 seconds, Flake 8 takes 20. These tools made pip feel like dial-up, and the Python community got addicted, fast. Hacker News exploded, 757 points, 475 comments, in hours. The mood, overwhelmingly anxious, one commenter nailed it perfectly. But here's what nobody's talking about. This isn't a one-off. This is a pattern. December 2025, Anthropic buys Bun, the JavaScript runtime. March 2026, OpenAI buys Astral, the Python toolchain. Both companies made the exact same play. Buy the open-source tool your AI coding agent depends on, own the plumbing. Anthropic didn't even try to hide it. Claude code ships as a Bun executable. A single binary. If Bun breaks, Claude code breaks, so they bought the whole company, and Claude code hit $1 billion in run rate revenue 6 months after launch. That's the fastest any AI product has ever hit that number. Owning your dependencies isn't charity, it's business. So why does OpenAI want UV? Simple math. Codex runs 2 million sessions per week. Each session needs to install Python dependency. If UV saves 30 seconds per session, that's 1 million minutes of compute saved per week. At cloud GPU prices, that's millions of dollars a year. They didn't buy Astral because they love open source. They bought it because pip is too slow for their margins. And this is where it gets ugly. The VC to acquisition pipeline for open source is working exactly as designed, just not for the people who thought open meant hours. Step 1, VC funds a startup to build amazing open source tools. Step 2, developers adopt it because it's fast and free. Step 3, the tools become critical infrastructure. Step 4, an AI megacorp buys the startup. Step 5, your entire workflow now has a corporate landlord. Of course, both OpenAI and Astral promise everything stays open source. Charlie Marsh says they'll keep building in the open. OpenAI says they'll support the tools after closing. You know what else was promised? Google promised not to be evil. Oracle promised to support Java. Every single time, the promises come first, the changes come later. And here's the detail that should terrify you. Astral was building Pix, a private PI-style package registry. Basically a paid version of the Python package index. That product is notably absent from both announcement posts. Nobody mentions it, nobody explains what happens to it. A private package registry, inside OpenAI, think about that for 2 seconds. The optimists say don't worry, it's MIT licensed, we can just fork it. And technically, yes, you can fork it, but forks are not free. One HN commenter destroyed this argument in a single sentence. Simon Willison, one of the most respected voices in Python, tried to be measured about it, but even he admitted, OpenAI has no track record here. They've never maintained an acquired open source project. This is their first time, and they're starting with the most critical tools in the entire Python ecosystem. Zoom out, this isn't about UV or Bun. This is about who controls the developer stack. OpenAI tried to buy Windsurf for $3 billion in AI IDE. Microsoft blocked that deal. Google poached the CEO. Cognition grabbed the scraps for $250 million. These companies are not competing on model quality anymore. They're competing on how deeply they can embed themselves into your workflow before you even open a chat window. Here's the endgame nobody wants to admit. The company whose tools run silently in the background of every build process has a structural relationship with that developer that no model benchmark can replicate. You can switch from GPT to Claude in 5 minutes. Try switching from UV to, what? Back to pip. Good luck with that 21-second install time. So what actually happens next? Here's the timeline every Python developer needs to prepare for. Q2 2026, deal closes, nothing changes, everyone relaxes. Q3, Codex gets native UV integration. Still fine. 2027, features start getting optimized for agents over humans. That's when it gets interesting. 2028, community fork attempt, if it even matters by then. Here's my take, open source won, it actually won. It got so good that trillion-dollar companies had to buy it. The problem is, winning looks a lot like losing when the buyer gets to decide what open means tomorrow. UV is incredible software. Ruff changed how I write Python. And now both of them have a corporate parent whose primary business is replacing the developers who use those tools. The AI coding war isn't about who has the best model, it's about who owns the tools you can't live without. And right now, You're watching the land grab happen in real time. If this made you uncomfortable, good, subscribe, because this is just the beginning.